Hey, what's up, guys? This will be kind of like a rather short review because of the time limit on my camera right now. But I want to talk about the new album from Trivium titled The Sin in the Sentence. I have it right here. Yeah, I know this here was a really long anticipated album, and people have been requesting me to review it. So here you go. I'm going to be reviewing The Sin in the Sentence by Trivium. And now, Trivium is a band that I never really liked, through the years. I've just only really liked them this year. But I have heard of them prior to this year, back in 2015. I think I heard their song "Ember to Inferno" or something like that. Yeah, the title track to that. That was really the only Trivium material that I've heard. And then I decided to go and dive into more of their discography. I checked out the full Ember to Inferno album, and even Shogun. And here I got Sin in the Sentence, which I think is also really good. And it's their newest, and I would even consider it one of the best Trivium albums, in their catalog. And this is definitely one of my favorite albums of the year. You'll see it really ranked high when that list comes around. But yeah, here's the front cover to The Sin in the Sentence, the back. Here's the inside. Yeah, pretty fantastic artwork, I gotta say. And let's talk about the music on the record. So the first track is the title track, Sin in the Sentence. It's a good song, I gotta say. I believe this was the first single released for the album. I gotta say, it's definitely appropriate. It definitely, I guess, it's this signature sound to this album. It pretty much defines the entire album. It's full of energy, and it has blast beats, and the only real gripe I have about it is that it sounds kind of like, All That Remains, which I'm kind of iffy about, but it's a way better version. It's way better than All That Remains, especially their new stuff. There's a lot of other really great tracks on here. That's another thing I gotta say too, is that every track on here is outstanding. I can't really recommend you checking out any of these songs. I just recommend you checking out the entire album, because there's not a track on here that I say is bad. They're all great. Next track is Beyond Oblivion, which is also very good. Other Worlds, very good too. The Heart from Your Hate, I believe this was also one of the singles. Very appropriate single. And the same could be said about Betrayer. And speaking of these songs, that's one thing that I've noticed with this album. It's pretty consistently heavy, but there's a lot of clean singing in it, but I feel like they do it right, because I know a lot of times when metal bands, use too much cleans, they move away from the sound that they once had, they tend to get worse. But for some reason, Trivium, they can get away with it. But I think that's because they went a different direction, and still remain their sound to an extent. But also, they just also made it good, and it really is it's fantastic. And I think The Heart from Your Hate and Betrayer are good examples of those. Endless Night is a good one. I forgot The Wretchedness Inside. That's a good one too. It's a real heavy one, probably one of the heaviest tracks on the album. Endless Night, like I said, it's good. Sever the Hand, outstanding. Beauty and the Sorrow is also a good one. I feel like this is one of the more melodic tracks on the album. Yeah, and what's the other one? The Revenkins. This is another fantastic one. This is the one I've played the most on this album, and it's the longest track on the album too, so that's a plus. There's a lot. It keeps you interested through the entire track. Amazing chorus and everything. The guitar solo is really neat too. It kind of reminds me of the guitar solo in Demon Hunter's Artificial Light. I don't know if anyone else got that vibe, but that's just me. It's outstanding. Thrown into the Fire is the closing track, and I think it's an excellent closer. It's another heavy one. with really great vocal work and instrument work. Overall, I'm going to give Trivium, The Sin in the Sentence, a 10 out of 10. It's a great album, one of my favorites of the year, and I recommend you check it out. And so what did you guys think of The Sin in the Sentence by Trivium? Leave that down in the comments, and be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.